This video demonstration is going to tell you everything you need to know about groups inside of Canvas, how to access the group, what you're actually looking at when you're inside the group space, and how to get from the group space back to the actual class. So here's the thing about groups. Instructors like to use groups to make the class feel smaller and to allow you all to collaborate more easily. So Canvas groups are a miniature version of the class. Same kind of tools, just not as many people participating. Well, this comes in really handy for things like discussions. You only have to reply to a couple of people rather than 50. Instructors really like to use groups for discussions, but the thing is you might not even realize you're in a group discussion. Here's an example. Just kind of bear with me as we walk through the English 101 class. Here we are in our English 101 class, and we're going to start working through the module of week 1. We read our unit objectives. We see that we have a discussion about book club selection. We have a couple more notes about James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, modernism, and then we have another book club meeting discussion. So let's take a look at these two discussions specifically. Our book club selection is a whole course discussion. You are being asked to respond to a prompt, which is saying, hey, of these 3 books, pick one, and we're going to form book clubs around that particular group. So you're Helen Hayes, and you say, I want to participate in James Joyce's Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man group. Great. You put in your reply, and then you can either press next to be taken to the next thing inside that module, or if you wanted a bird's eye view, you can come out to modules and take a look at the outlined version of the modules. So that's the whole class discussion. Now let's take a look at the group discussion, which is the actual book club meeting. So we take a look at this group discussion. Not really a whole lot different, is it? We're still accessing both discussions through the modules. It looks just like the other discussion. You would reply in the same way. You have your prompt, you have your replies, you have other people who are communicating. Heck, you could even post your reply and press next to be taken to the next thing inside that course module. However, this is a group space. Now, I know it's a group space for a couple of different reasons. I know that it's a group discussion, first of all, because of the title. The title is Book Club Meeting Modernism, Portrait of an Artist. This portrait of an artist right here is referring to the group name. Now, I also know that it's a group discussion because of my breadcrumb trail. My breadcrumb trail is saying, this is what you're looking at, and this is the area inside of the course, and this is the space that you're occupying. It could be a course or it could be a group. In this particular instance, this is showing it as a group. So those are the 2 indicators that it's a group discussion. That's the only way I know it's a group discussion. If I went home, I am not going to be taken back to the course homepage. I don't see that pretty green book on this homepage. Instead, what I'm doing, or what I'm seeing right now, is I'm seeing the homepage for my Portrait of an Artist group. So each group space inside of Canvas really is a smaller version of the class. It even has some of the same tools like home, announcements, etc. We're going to go through those tools in just a second. Being its own smaller version, however, means that it does have its own activity that's happening inside of this space. So this home will reflect all of the recent activity for Portrait of an Artist group. And the more you participate in the group, the more this fills up. It also has some of these other tools, such as announcements. Now, your main course has announcements as well, but these announcements go only to your group. Any of your group members can just add this plus announcement button and create an announcement for the group. It really does kind of beg the question of who is in my group, though, because you wouldn't want to say something nasty about somebody if they're actually one of your group members. So if you press on people, you are going to be taken to the group members roster page. On the left-hand side are your group members. On the right-hand side are any teachers or TAs. Teachers and TAs are always going to be part of your group, so you can't say anything bad about the teacher. There are other course tools such as Pages and Files that are really great for information sharing and collaborative tools. The Files is like a files sharing type of space. If you wanted to share a Word document or a PowerPoint with your group, then all you would do is click on the files, come over here to upload, and you can make sure that your entire group can have access to one of the files that you would like to share. Pages is something slightly different. It's more of a web page that you can build inside of Canvas. You can put pretty pictures on it, you can put videos, you can link to external websites, or you can write on it. Anyone inside of your group can edit a page, and anyone inside of your group can add pages. The conference tool is kind of like FaceTime inside of Canvas. Anyone inside of your group can create a new conference and create a virtual classroom space where you can do a little bit of FaceTime and collaborating in that way. Collaborations is just an easy access point for Google Docs. Discussions by far is going to be your most common tool that you access inside of the group space. So I'm in my discussions area and I only see one discussion. I see the book club meeting discussion. Well, that makes sense because this was the only group discussion that was designated. The book club selection and the introductions, those were both whole course discussions. So they're not going to appear on our group space page. If I wanted to access one of the whole class discussions, I have to go back to the whole class, which brings up a curious point. How do I get back to the whole class, to the main class? Well, that's easy. I just tap into my Hansel and Gretel side of things and I follow my breadcrumb trail. I'm in this discussions area. If I come back to my group area, it brings me back to the home page, but it also provides me with another breadcrumb to follow. And that breadcrumb that is now showing is the actual course. So I can click on the actual course and be taken to the whole course home page. So now that we're back at our course homepage, we might want to go back to our groups. Now we could go into modules and try to remember which of those discussions was a group discussion and access it that way, but my memory is not that great. Instead, what I can do is I can come from the home page of the course to the right-hand side and I can see what course groups I'm part of. If I'm part of more than one group, of course, there would be more than one selection. In this instance, I'm only part of one group. If I click on the group name, then I'm going to be taken back to that group space. Another way to access groups is actually on this blue bar here. You'll notice that there's an icon for groups. If I click on that, it's going to show me all of the groups of which I belong that spans all of the courses that I'm taking. So you can see I'm part of a blue group and a Journal 3 group and a project group and a Redfish group. Now the trouble with this is that I don't know what course these groups correspond to. If I select all groups, it gives me this wonderful display that says, hey, your blue group is part of this course. And so I can go and I can find the group that I need to enter into, and I can click on the title and I'm taken back to that group space. So I think that just about wraps up everything that you need to know about groups. I hope that this has been informative for you. If you do need any additional help or resources, you can always use the Canvas student guides, or you can find additional help at unco.edu/Canvas.